This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Regina League.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Good Neighbor Podcast. I'm here in the South Charlotte area and very excited to introduce Executive Director of the Village on Morehead, Ms. Stacy Gatto. Welcome, Stacy.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me and affording me this opportunity.
Sure. So I have heard all about this luxury senior living retirement place, and obviously it's on Morehead, which is in such a beautiful area of Charlotte.
It is. It's located right on kind of the new Morehead. If you've lived in Charlotte for 20 plus years like I have, you've seen a lot of changes on Morehead. And so we're located catty corner to the beautiful Duke building. We're a high rise, 12 stories, 10 stories of residences, and 2 stories of what I refer to as the promenade deck of a cruise ship. So basically levels with dining and other amenities, fitness, indoor pool, and a beautiful terrace.
That is amazing. I drove by there the other day, and yes, I've been in Charlotte like 50 years, and it has changed so much over there. And, you know, I've looked at online, your facility is amazing. So let's talk a little bit about it. First, who is the ideal resident for the Village on Morehead?
Oh, that's a great question. So our ideal member living at the Village on Morehead is going to be at least 55 years old. We are an age-restricted community. Our average age is about 74, with our youngest just turning 60. But mid-70s is typically what we're seeing people as they're reaching out to inquire more about our community. The ideal person is someone looking maybe to unburden themselves from the responsibilities of maintaining a home. A lot of people have come to us with very large homes when it's just either a single person or just a couple, but the kids have moved out. It's just a lot of house, a lot of lawn responsibility, a lot of keeping up with all the bills and things like that. So our person is looking to maybe change the lifestyle so that they can move into a community, beautiful community that not only is fun and has great food and just a wonderful population of potential friends, but also to unburden themselves so that maybe this is the time where they want to travel or they can take the time to volunteer. We have a ton of members who just really give back to the community, especially in and around the Dilworth area. But they have the time to do that, and they don't have to worry about who's cleaning my apartment. Oh, wait, that's going to get done. Or what's for dinner? Oh, wait, I'll go to the dining room. And it just really kind of frees them up to really live these best years of their life.
Wow, when can I sign up?
I know. I can't wait. I have a few more years, and then eventually I can partake in all of that.
I get it. So what kind of accommodations do you offer, and how are they tailored to the residents and their needs?
Yeah, that's another great question. So, we offer a maintenance-free luxury lifestyle. So in that, it means you pick an apartment, you pick a lovely, either one bedroom with a den, all the way up to 3 bedrooms with 3 bathrooms. Picking the apartment that is going to work for you. And that's often determined, of course, if it's a single person or they're coming with a spouse. I even have sisters that live together and share just like roommates, which is a ton of fun. But, we want someone, who just really wants to come in and enjoy the finer dining that we offer, the multiple dining venues that we offer, the bar. We have the Cardinal Lounge, which is a full bar. We have the Cashier's Cafe, which is a grab and go kind of cafe environment. And then the fun stuff, full service salon and spa, which includes not only hair and nails, but massages and facials. We have a full movie theater that we use 3 times a day. We just got done airing all of the Oscar movies weekend over weekend, which was great fun. And then, of course, had the Oscars watch party to wrap all that up. We have a huge fitness center, which is the largest in our company. And we offer 6 days a week of fitness, upwards of 17 to 20 classes a week. And that includes water aerobics in our indoor pool, dance fitness, strength training, cardio, And we even, use the terrace, which is right outside the fitness center and the pool. And our enrichment director, Zach, will often set up circuit training outside if the weather is nice, and just really using all of our spaces to just maximize what our members can get out of living there. And then all the social stuff. We're always having parties. We are always celebrating. We just had our 1-year anniversary party of being open, and, just had all kinds of, just fun and entertainment. We do a lot of educational programming, for people who just want to learn more. Recently, we had someone who was hiking the Appalachian Trail and brought in all of their gear and kind of walked us through what that really looks like and how long it took him. It was really interesting. We had a person come in recently to teach us how to unload the photos on our phones and free up storage and organize our phones. And I was in there with the members taking copious notes because it was just great information, and then we have healthcare education too. We do partner with a lot of our local physician groups, to come and do guest lectures. We just recently learned about reflexology from one of our physician partners. Just really just trying to keep it fun and interesting, and never the same day twice. There's always something that someone can find to do.
So you mentioned independent living. What does that mean exactly in the world of senior options? Because there is so many choices. We're frozen. Stacy, we're frozen. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hey, there you are.
Okay, you froze, but I'll put it on. They can edit that out. Okay, so
it was a really good question. What does independent living mean?
Yeah, so Stacy, you mentioned that the village on Morehead is independent living. What does that mean exactly? Because in the world of senior living and the choices, it's a lot to embrace.
It really is, especially for someone who may be new to researching, a retirement community, and they hear words assisted living or memory care, skilled nursing, rehab. It does get confusing. Independent living is a non-regulated, age-restricted senior community. But in independent living, typically there aren't care staff readily available by way of that community to take care of members' needs. So for instance, in assisted living, you typically have someone who's there staffed to provide medication assistance, to help people get, to and from their destinations, or even just help in the morning with getting out of bed. In independent living, we want our folks to remain as independent as long as possible. So if they don't need any assistance with those items, then they're just living their best lives in independent living. In the event that they do, we can bring those services to them privately within their apartment, and they won't have to move again, which is great. Sometimes with these larger campuses that offer several different areas throughout the campus that offer different services like assisted living or skilled nursing, it still justifies another move. It still justifies another downsizing. And what we want to do in our independent living is remain independent and bring in those services, whether it be physical therapy, whether it be nursing, whether it be, caregivers helping people couple hours a day or even around the clock if needed. But it's still in their beautiful apartment, and, they're still living independently in the community, but getting what they need.
Yeah, and the socialization is so key. As you age, I think that's what excites me a lot about this. So, in these days, what kind of security and safety do you guys offer in your facility?
It's really impressive. I have never worked in a building that has been built the way this community is built, and I'm so fortunate. We are a steel, cement, and glass structure, so we are not going to blow over, which is important because we've had a lot of serious storms happening, not only in the Carolinas, but throughout the country this year. So Not only that, we offer a 24/7 concierge who is at our front desk. So that is, typically our first level of security. So the doors remain locked. Our members have fobs that they can access to get into the community. But that person is always there no matter what they need. So, if somebody just has a question, they come to the concierge. If somebody has a concern, if somebody really needs some assistance, they're our first responder. They're our first level of security. So in addition to the structural building and the great security that we have in concierge, we also offer a generator, which I've never really seen in an independent living community because they're not required. It's a nice add-on, but in our case, we actually, if we lose power, we still power all of our elevators. We still power our dining room, our whole first level, our whole club level with the bar and the fitness and the pool. And all of that is still climate controlled as well. So it's not that the lights are on, but it's also climate controlled. If it were in the middle of summer after a hurricane, middle of winter after a blizzard, our members can still leave their apartments, come down, and still eat 3 meals a day. They can still partake and socialize and have fun. The beauty of this building that I love, and I've seen this so much with the storms lately, is our folks don't have to go outside to get to an amenity. They just literally ride the elevator right down the stairs or right down the elevators to the first and second level, and they're golden, and so trees might be blowing outside our window, but we're just fine.
Oh, they're in the ivory tower for sure. Well, I can tell in talking to you, you must have a lot of experience in this business. Tell me your personal journey to the Morehead, the village of Morehead, and being the executive director.
I appreciate that, Regina. Thank you. I oftentimes say I feel like the cruise director on this cruise ship on land. But I started almost 30 years ago. I started working in retirement and senior housing right out of college. And I've, held a variety of roles that have helped me grow into roles like my current role as executive director and even beyond in some regional traveling positions, chief operating officer. I've worked in a variety of departments along the way. I even became a certified instructor and taught through Central Piedmont Community College for 18 years. And I taught the official North Carolina Assisted Living Administrator course, had over 600 students come through that class. And I stay in touch with a lot of them, and they're all running other buildings and doing great. For me, I love opening buildings, and I'm fortunate that this is my third time where I've worked with a company where I could open a brand new building, because you only get to open a building one time and you have to get it right the first time. You can't go redo it. And so I started with them a year ago, and we were just opening the doors and, got to continue to move in all these great members. But it's if there's anything that I've learned along the way, is, creating a culture that attracts not only great staff, but it attracts great members. People can feel that. You can't see it sometimes. You feel it when you walk in. And it's important to me, and again, I've learned this through my career, is to have the right players in place, especially on that leadership team, and making sure we all embrace the same culture. If people were to ask me, what's more important, the members that live there or the people that work there? And I learned very early on, they're equal in my mind. You cannot have one without the other. If I have happy staff, they take care of my members, and my members are happy. And one of the things that I have seen foster so much of this community is the camaraderie between our membership and our staff. And there is such a love and affection and just family-like environment between all of us. And we all treat each other like family. And you can't bottle that up. You can't just, poof, make that happen one day. It just really takes building the right layers and, just keeping your eye on the ball every single day to make sure every decision we're making is for the right culture.
What is your personal motto when it comes to
my personal motto? And it's so funny, people listening to this that know me will probably say it with me. But you can have the prettiest building in the world, and we do. I am a little biased, but I do feel like we have one of the prettiest buildings in the world. But what makes it a great building is food, fun, and friendships. And if you can't get those three things right, it doesn't matter how pretty your building is. And I encourage people when they're looking for a community, meet the executive director, meet the leadership team, meet the team that's going to be taking care of you. Try the food, participate in the activities, figure out what the food and the fun look like, and then meet some members along the way and look at those friendships. And just watching, they have parties in their own apartments for each other, and they take each other out to dinner, and these are, a lot of these people never knew each other, and you would never know it. And so, for me, food, fun, and friendships. And then if I were to add our fur babies in there too, because we love our dogs.
Pet friendly. That's good to know as well. So how do our listeners reach out and find you guys to learn more if it's a fit for them?
Great question. Thevillageonmorehead.com is the quickest and easiest way to learn more about us. We're also a 24/7 business, so people can stop by at 727 East Morehead Street, and of course our phone number is 704-831-8000. Any and all of those ways, people can get to us. We're also out and about in the community all the time, giving back. We do a lot of volunteer projects with a lot of our nonprofits. So you might see someone with a Village on Morehead name badge. And so if so, just feel free to stop them and, say hello and certainly learn more about us.
I love it. Well, you are so passionate, and I'm so thrilled to have gotten a chance to chat with you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much, Regina. This has been a pleasure. And again, I really appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpsouthcharlotte.com. That's gnpsouthcharlotte.com or call 980-351-5719.